Hello and welcome to our 6th Ocean Decade Laboratory, An Accessible Ocean.
At this Ocean Decade Laboratory, we want to discuss and explore an accessible ocean with you. That is, an ocean with good governance, open access to data, information and technologies.
And I hope very much that this laboratory, Accessible Ocean Laboratory, will set us on the path to a more accessible ocean and to our better human relations with the ocean.
We are in a situation of multiple crises at the moment, and we realize the great transformation has to be accelerated.
The next 10 years during the UN decade will be crucial for the future of the ocean.
Ocean, to date, we know is the greatest mitigator of climate change. We know that, however, its role as a carbon sink needs a lot more research to understand the changes, but we know that there's enough information to act.
The challenge is to have it together and to allow us really to combine this information in such a manner that we can understand much better the accumulation of pressures and impacts.
We really need to move away from multidisciplinary to transdisciplinary work. It's like baking a cake. So we need to really find ways to co-design our ecosystem-based management so that everybody has a stake in it.
Madagascar has given us fantastic solutions where you convince local communities to protect locally local areas and manage those areas as marine protected areas.
All actions are local, but unless we're acting together, we're not going to solve these problems.
People do feel a genuine affinity for life, for the importance the ocean has in sustaining the natural world. So in fact, this then talks immediately to the importance of getting the word out there and talking directly to children. So children will bother their parents about it, and the parents will bother the politicians about it.
And really drive a conversation so that it moves into that space of recognising the key role that the ocean plays for human life on this planet.
We need to integrate flexibility into our work with data, our approaches to data acquisition, and most likely create some kinds of standards. An African proverb that says knowledge is like a garden. If it's not cultivated, it cannot be harvested.
We need a step change in how we observe our oceans. We need something akin to an International Ocean Space Station, something that's where nations can step up internationally and co-invest in a structure that allows us to observe the ocean in the way we absolutely need to observe it to have security for our climate goals.
I hear from all of you a strong plea for, on the one side, diversity of knowledge, types of knowledge systems, but assuring that they stand in close dialogue with each other, that they stand in a coordinated, in a constructive dialogue with each other.
What is important is that we do strengthen the dialogue more. We have an infrastructure already in place, so it's kind of an infrastructure that's dispersed in a way, a dispersed space station infrastructure where you have a lot of satellites, but they can communicate very effectively through the existing structures.
Sometimes it's so fast that things change that we think these large engine rooms of science that synthesize everything are too slow. And we have to prepare for that there is a question of accessibility of knowledge before it's even published.
We need the engine to work faster. And we need to start being able to shine the lights to see ahead, to predict how all of these risks will be coming together so we can actually prepare ourselves for a multitude of scenarios.
One of the terms that I come back to more and more now is equity. That means listening to and understanding different people's perspectives and needs, and each voice being heard in that process is very important while we work towards common goals and deal with very difficult questions and decisions.
I'm a big defender of having a right and fair share of presence at sea for the purpose of knowing the oceans. That is important for our lives and survival.
strengthen science-society policy interfaces, a step change in ocean science capacities. We need to develop new ways to create our knowledge. We need to improve collaboration and communication.